Welcome back to our second tasting. Today's tasting, we're going to be going over the Yangling Golden Pilsner. These are our Pilsners of choice. And then Pilsner Urquell, which is a Czech Pilsner. And that'll kind of give us a little bit of a comparison of I forget the actual basis of these. I know the Czech Pilsner is supposed to be slightly different. I don't know exactly how it's going to be different, but we'll see. So, just like last time, we're going to go ahead and start with the pour. And when we do the pour, we're going to look at the head and see how long it lasts. So I'm going to start with the golden. Sir, you have to leave.
No. I think it was an aggressive pour. I did what I was asked.
So it's supposed to be 2/3 at the angle. And then we turn it straight for the last third.
Beautiful.
Not too bad. So one thing I definitely notice is that the head lasts longer than with the American lagers.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like the fact that there's anything still there by now.
Oh, I need a bottle opener. For these, do you have a bottle opener?
Yeah, I've got one. I'll be right back. Shout out to our friend for giving us that.
I always feel like I'm going to break the card.
It's made out of metal. You can do mine. Thanks.
Alright. Now the pour for the second Pilsner.
So you said 2/3.
So angle it, yeah, and you do 2/3 on the side. And then the last third, you turn it straight up. I kind of did it at the halfway point there.
Mine was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
For me, this one seems to be fading faster. Maybe yours is staying. Maybe it's my glass.
Yeah, maybe it's your glass, because mine looks good. Look at that, it's still there. Okay, so first things first, right? We're going to do our look. And if you remember from before, we're going to have that little SRM chart. We'll put it above our heads again. Yeah, and we're going to hold these up. I mean, they look about the same kind of amber color.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely darker than the lagers.
Yeah.
And then I have the real chart this time. The chart last time that we were referencing on the notes was a little bit darker for us than what reality says. So for this time, I think it actually is a 5 or a 6.
I agree with a 5 or 6, yeah.
So.
Do you want to type it?
And just write like that? Nice.
You gotta scribble it out if you want to do that.
Scribble it? Okay.
There you go. Yes,
we did
it. You learned that quick.
First try.
Never having used a alphabet before.
Yeah, first try.
It's pretty good.
Alright, so after the 5 or 6, we're going to look at clarity. And so for clarity, our little notes guide says brilliant, hazy, or opaque. Go with brilliant.
Yeah.
It's absolutely see-through. There's no haziness at all to these.
I can like see the label through my glass, so I think that's pretty.
I tried to pick a little bit of a cleaner beer glass today, but this is definitely brilliant. Alright, and then the third thing that we're looking for in the look is the head. We already did this with the pour. I don't know how to describe it other than, well, we had a nice light foam that lasted, 15-20 seconds.
I mean, look at that one, still lasting a bit, right? Like
Yeah.
It's diminished a bunch, but so long lasting head.
Yeah. And so I need to make sure I take the notes separately for these. So this was the Pilsner Urquell, right? And that one lasted, I mean, it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Yours isn't there though.
Mine's not there, but I think that might be like my shape of my glass or something. Maybe it's just, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So I'm just gonna put long lasting, and then a light color, and then going down for the Yangling, right? This was this is also long lasting, but maybe not. Let's put medium lasting, right?
I dig it.
Medium lasting. And I'm also going to give it a light amber, not amber. What did I say up here?
Bright or what?
Just a light color.
Light color.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know when the foam is ever going to have a non-light color, but we'll see.
Maybe when we get to Guinness.
Yeah. And then the last thing that I was barely paying attention to was, does the head lace the glass? So does it have feet? I didn't see it, but I wasn't necessarily looking for it when we poured.
Like, even if we look at yours now, like, it still is lingering on the sides compared to, like, if you compare it to the...
Yeah, if you give it a little swirl like that, it comes up the side and you can kind of see it.
Compared to the Budweiser and everything we did before, definitely more than that.
Well,
but not, like, over the moon or anything.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to put light lace in.
You gotta put enough pressure on it, yeah.
Yeah, it's not liking the way I write. Okay, nice. Okay, so a little update to how we're doing this smell test. So we're doing the aroma next.
Okay.
Now, we are always going to do our 5 sniff test. Go down. Let me see in my notes here. German Pilsner versus Czech Premium. Alright, so that was the big difference, is that the Yangling is a German style Pilsner, and then the Czech Pilsner is
Czech. Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
So
are we walking through all the steps again like we did last time?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
So the 5 sniff types are important to know, but also they are just 5 different sniff types that are going to help us identify the aromas. So when we're smelling, at least for the Cicerone exam, right, we're smelling in a sense that we're going to learn how to do this properly.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to use our 5 tools, right? We have the distant sniff, the drive-by, short sniffs, long sniffs, and then the covered sniff, right? All 5 of those are just tools for the aroma test, and we're going to see if we can identify the malt, which is that bready beer smell, or can we identify any hops or aromatic, like, basically it's hops, citrus, anything like that.
Okay.
And then the third thing is the esters, which esters is still just the extra things that we might put in beer. I doubt we have anything in these. These are very basic. But for this test, right, we're just going to, I'm going to say let's just, free form it. Use whatever smells you want to smell.
Okay.
Smell types. But we're just identifying what aromas we can identify using aroma only. Okay? And I'm going to start with the Yangling. So I'm going to give it the drive-by.
And I started with the Pilsner.
I mean, right away, I get the breadiness. Don't inhale it in your nose.
I didn't inhale it, but the short sniffs are funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't smell anything that would be under the esters, right? Nothing like out of the ordinary. It smells like a beer, straightforward, bready beer, stronger than I remember for the lagers.
And I really don't smell a bready smell yet.
Maybe the slightest bit of hops, right? It's got that slightest bit of like I've had IPAs before, and it tastes a little bit like, or not taste, it smells a little bit like an IPA would, right? Just the very, very slightest bit.
I think I'm picking up on that way more than the bread smell, actually.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And so on my notes here, I've changed it up a bit to where I have the malt, the hops, and then the esters separated.
Okay.
And so the way I'm going to do it is give them kind of a light, medium, or heavy
Okay.
for each one, right? And so for me, it's going to be for the hops, a super light.
Okay.
And then for the malt, which is that bready beer, I'm going to give that a medium.
I like this. Yeah, I would say that too.
Right?
Now we're doing the check beer?
Yes. Check. Same thing. Now that one smells interesting. That's not really bready at all for me. I haven't got it covered one.
Ooh, let's do it.
There's almost no aroma for me at all coming off of this one. What do you think?
It's hard because I've had a check beer before, right?
And?
And so it smells like a check beer to me, but
We have to try and describe it using malt, hops, or esters for fermentation.
I don't really smell any type. I smell fermentation for sure, but I don't smell any like flavors outside of the like maltiness. This one smells like richer than that one does.
Yeah, I don't smell as much malt in that one.
Yeah, I mean definitely more like leaning the hoppy-ish way.
I'm just gonna give it a very light.
For malt?
For malt. For hops, I'm also gonna give it a very light. Honestly, I didn't get a whole lot of aroma off of this one. And then fermentation for me, I didn't get it. I know that you're saying very light on the fermentation, so maybe
little to none.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Almost none.
Alright, so that was smell.
That was smell. We got right through it this time. A little bit easier when we're not trying to focus on getting each individual.
Right. And we're not teaching it like we were last time. So if you want to get all the information we did last time, go rewatch that first one. You can see every different part and all of it explained.
I see. Okay, so at least in our notes, and something to take note of here, we are supposed to be looking for hops. That's kind of the main difference in these beers versus our American lagers, is that both of them are supposed to have at least a little bit of a hops flavor to them, or hops aroma, I should say.
We have a special guest making herself known.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Dog wants to be a part of the video. All right, so now we're on to the taste test, right? And so the things to keep track of here, and this is just for flavor, and remember that when we're tasting for, what flavors are we getting out of it? How long do those flavors last? Is there any bitterness building up? And then also at the very end or at somewhere when we're tasting, make sure you do the taste and then breathe out so that we get that aroma coated taste.
Okay, sounds good. The retrofaction.
Is that the
That's
official
the word
term?
for it, yeah.
Cheers. Youngling first. Really good, really clean.
I definitely feel like I taste like, especially because we did the Budweiser and Banquet last week.
Yeah.
Tasting this, I can really tell the difference in the hops compared to the malt. Like,
yeah,
the American lagers are so malty in comparison to this, even though I know that this is still a beer that has malt in it.
I think the hops taste overpowers that bready beer flavor, because I agree with you. It's not nearly bitter, right? I don't get any bitterness really. Very, very, very light. But you can taste it, right? You can taste that hops flavor. So it's got the tinge of bitterness.
Tinge.
Well, I'm just gonna say for this one, a very light malt and very light
Yeah.
hops.
But it definitely has both.
And I'm not getting anything from the fermentation, the ester side of things, at all,
I
really.
just feel like I can tell it has more alcohol, but maybe it doesn't even compared to everything else.
We can take a look. On the can, it has... They should have ABV on here, right?
I think they're supposed to. They have to, right?
No idea. I don't see it. We'll look it up after the fact. We'll put the ABV above our heads, and I'll look it up after the fact. I think they're supposed to be very close in actual alcohol content. So, I don't know. But moving on.
Okay.
Right? It's just going to be what can we identify.
That's true.
So, big taste here.
That one has so much more going on. In comparison?
Yeah, and I think it's more of both for me. It's not just more hops, it's more malt too.
Yeah.
Like I get more beer flavor and I get more hops flavor. And a slight, I get a slight bitterness build too on that one. On the Urkel.
I'm not
I don't know about
picking
you.
up on the bitterness as much, but I'm like tasting how different that tastes. It makes me wonder like why it isn't a different color.
Right.
Right? Because it does taste that much different to me.
Right.
That I would expect it to be a different color.
Yeah, it almost tastes like double the malt, double the hops, and a very slight bitterness build.
Yeah.
So for the notes, at least, I'm gonna give it a medium malt and a medium hops, and then I'm gonna even add the very slight bitterness, because for me, I taste it. It's almost like that IPA hops bitterness. It doesn't linger, not a whole lot, but it's there. And I'm gonna go back in, yeah, same thing, the Urkel. Don't drop.
Yeah, and it tastes pretty smooth to me, so and I'm really sensitive to IPAs, but maybe I'm just like missing it because I taste so much more of the malt stuff going on.
Yeah, I think if you do the like take your sip and then you breathe out, it helps.
Another reason to take a sip.
Yeah. All right, and I'm gonna come back to the Yangling actually one more time. I want to get that comparison. Yeah, and that for me makes it so much more clear. There's almost no bitterness, none bitterness really. It's got more of a malty flavor. Now that I'm coming back to it, that breadiness is a little bit stronger for me.
Yep.
The hops is a lot lighter on the Yangling, especially coming off of the Urkel.
Yeah, I agree. All of that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to change any of the notes. I'm going to keep those to the original taste.
Yeah, I think those were good as they were. And like now tasting it back to back like you just did, I agree with them. So
yeah,
that sounds good.
Okay, so the next thing we're moving up to is the body. And for the feel, I'm going to get my sections right. The body is the first part of the feel.
Okay.
I'm going to move past this in our notes.
So for feel, just so I can remember, what are the parts of it?
Right, for feel, the parts are going to be the body. Are we getting a light, medium, or full-bodied beer? We're going to analyze the carbonation, and that was soft, medium, or gassy. Like the course banquet was gassy.
It was definitely.
Texture. I don't know that we're going to get much texture out of these. They're not supposed to have any. And then warmth. Warmth is that alcohol heat that you can kind of get in the back of, a stronger drink.
Okay, so like if I was doing some whiskey,
yeah,
I would maybe feel something.
So I'm going to jump right back into the Yangling. Okay, right off the bat, I'm gonna go with a light body. It's not heavy at all. I could drink 10 of those.
And I'm leaning more medium.
Oh yeah?
Medium light, but medium light.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So.
Why medium?
Just because, like.
What you pick it up on?
I'm thinking back to the banquet in the
Sure.
lager again, and compared to those, this one has more. It is
more body.
More body.
That's fair.
Right? Like
maybe that hops flavor lends to it
right.
feeling like a little bit more body, a little bit more built.
Yeah.
Okay. Good?
Yep. So, you decide what you want to put on your notes, but I think medium light would be. Or light medium.
I'm gonna put the schmedium.
Okay, yes, we get to use it again. Is that a pen on?
I don't know.
It is.
It's okay, I can type.
Okay.
I can type with my finger just fine. I'm gonna put the schmedium for the body, right? I think I agree with you. I have to keep in mind, right, that we have tasted some American lagers that were light, for sure.
Yeah.
And it is not the same as those. Alright, carbonation. I'm going to put, what was our notes gave us a little hint? Soft. I'm not going to say soft, right? Soft makes me think of like a nitro beer that doesn't have much carbonation at all. I'm just going to put normal.
Well, and I also think that we could, like, for this one,
or medium.
Even, like, look a little bit and see. Right, there are visible bubbles, but they're not like going crazy jet, you know?
Yeah.
So, I think you said you wanted to go with like soft or.
I said normal.
Normal? That's fine with me. Yeah.
Right, when I think soft, I think of less carbonation than you would expect from a carbonated drink. Mm-hmm. Right? When I think gassy, I think of like the course banquet or like a champagne, something that's.
Even kombucha.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just say normal or medium. It would be like the medium option.
Okay.
Alright. And then texture. I'm trying to go through all of the Yangling still. And then we'll move on to the Urquell.
Okay, that sounds good.
Just gotta refresh my brain on what it feels like. So for texture, I'm not getting anything interesting there. Creamy,
I was gonna say,
slick.
what are the options?
So for the notes, creamy, slick, astringent, dry.
I mean, if I have to pick one, I'm saying like astringent-ish, like the smallest, tiniest amount, only because it makes me think of cough syrup a tiny bit.
I was about to say, define astringent for me.
Okay, so when I think of astringent, I think of like water as being like nothing, obviously, right?
Sure.
But then you think about like straight up a shot of vodka or something.
Okay.
That tastes very astringent. This is closer to water, but you can definitely still like taste some of those notes of what I would call like the vodka intenseness.
Okay.
So, and that might just be the alcohol in it.
So we'll give it a very slight.
Yeah, like out of 10, it would be a 2 max, right? Like I'm talking about a really small amount.
I can go with that. Just very slight.
Yeah, super slight. But
Okay.
definitely still noticeable for me.
I'm with you on that. All right, I'm gonna go for one more little sip. Any reason for an extra sip?
Table.
I have no warmth there. Honestly, I'm not getting any kick. I'm gonna give myself a little.
I poured all of mine in.
Yeah, I'm gonna give myself the last remnants of each bottle and can. Yeah, warmth, I'm getting none.
Nah.
And I'm gonna leave it as none.
That's
because fine. I think it's a very sessionable beer. I could have, like I said, I could have a whole bunch of those. But I'm not getting any warmth. And that lends to how drinkable it is. Like, it's supposed to be, I'm assuming, light.
Yeah.
You know, it literally says on the can, refreshing and smooth.
Right. So it should be those things.
So, alright. I think that's good for feel. for the Yangling.
Okay.
Move on to feel for the Urkel.
Got it. Where my chapstick goes.
Go in it.
I'm definitely going medium for that one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. Straight to medium. It's got that hops, slight bitterness build, much more body. Right? If we went schmedium on the Yangling, I almost want to go medium to large.
Large. Let's stick with medium, I think.
Okay, we'll stick with medium.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to carbonation. I'm just going to take a sip for every part of this now because I want to.
Yeah.
Normal. I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing extra. There's
what are
nothing
the options?
missing.
We have what? Soft, prickly, or gassy?
It's soft, normal, or gassy. I'm just going to keep it as normal.
Yeah, normal's fine, I think. It's not soft, but it's not like gassy.
No. Yeah, it's what you would expect from a carbonated drink.
Right. Well, and like when you go to Europe, they have like the different types of carbonation you can get from like sparkling water. So you can get soft carbonation, or I don't know if they call it hard carbonation.
Yeah.
But like the types, the colors of the caps look different. Right?
Interesting.
And so like the green cap or the blue cap or the red cap, whatever it is, right? And that shows you how much carbonation is in the drink, or if it's just still water.
Gotcha.
And so it's like, I'm thinking about this in comparison. It's right there in the middle. It's not.
Yeah, what color cap
Right.
is right in the middle of the
I
European
think blue.
waters?
I'm not sure.
All right. So that's for carbonation. We're going to go on to texture.
Okay.
Now texture, again, I'm going to give it the schmedium astringent because it's slightly more than the Yangling.
I'm gonna say it has more of everything.
Yeah.
In comparison.
It does. It does feel like it has just
Yeah.
a little bit more of everything.
Excuse me.
The Yangling is almost like they watered this one down.
So
just
are we
a
doing
little
another
bit.
diet
Right.
situation?
Well, I'm noticing a similarity in the two,
Mhm.
right? Where just like we had the Budweiser and the Banquet, in this combo, it feels like the Yangling is the Pilsner Urquell, just a little bit more watered down.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar flavor profile, very similar everything, really, except just a little bit lighter on everything.
Yeah, for sure.
So for this one, what did we say, schmedium last time?
I think so.
I'm gonna go with medium.
Nice. I think it's great that you designed like the form that you can fill out while we do it.
Did it a little easier than just taking notes on the paper.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, last one is warmth.
This one I know my answer.
I'm still none. I don't
Yeah.
get the alcohol warmth at all.
I mean, it's more than this was, but not really.
For me, it's still just the hops, that bitter
Yeah.
kind of hops flavor, but I don't get the alcohol.
No, you're
warmth.
right, I think,
At all.
actually. Now that you say it like that, it's definitely hops more so than...
I get more flavor overall. I get that slight bitterness build. I don't get the alcohol heat
Mhm.
at all. And like we were nitpicking a little bit with the American lagers, I think, where it did kind of taste like more than nothing, because with the Budweiser it really was nothing. But I would say that even these two are both neither of them have more than the Coors Banquet had, for
Right.
sure. Right? It's a 0 to almost 0. Okay, so now this last part is the summary. We did all of our 4 sections. We're going to do our summary. We did them separately last time, but we're just going to go over everything together, I think.
Well, I think because of the last time with the color being so off, that we decided to do them separately then, but this time we really agreed on everything.
Yeah,
But it was because the color on the actual...
right. We have a good color chart now.
Yeah, the chart was wrong, so that's fine.
Okay, so let's run through them.
Okay.
This was the Urquell that I
Yes.
have on my notes right now. So what I've got for our look was a 5 or a 6 on our
Right.
chart.
Agreed.
I'm going to show it above our heads again.
Yeah.
We've got brilliant clarity, right?
I
See-through.
agree.
long-lasting, light head, right? Which had some feet. This one
Yeah, for sure.
lasted a little bit longer than the Yangling. When it comes to aroma, right? For our aromas, I had for our malt, a very light, bready malt smell.
Yeah.
Also, a very light hops smell.
Both, for sure.
Both.
Mm-hmm.
For the Urquell, right? For the esters or anything fermented, I didn't get anything.
No.
You said
Just a
very
little
slim.
Tiny
So
bit, yeah.
what I have in the notes here is none
Little
to
to
very
none.
light.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
little to none.
I agree with that.
So, and I'm good with that, right?
Okay.
That covers a little bit of a range for us. Now, the taste, right? We have a medium body for this one, right? This was the stronger of the two.
It was, yeah.
So we stepped up to medium, a normal level of carbonation,
Yeah.
medium astringent, and then no warmth.
Yeah.
0 warmth. Okay? And that was our rundown. And now I'm going to jump here.
And then going on to the. You're gonna do this.
I was
one
just
first,
going
and
to
then
do
we'll
one
go-
and
okay, sounds good.
one
Let's
and then
do
the
it.
other. That way
Sounds good
it's
to me.
fresh.
Let's see it.
Okay.
All right. I'm nervous.
So now, what the actual BJCP answer looks like, we've got a 3 to 6 SRM. We're spot on with our 5.
5, yeah.
Brilliant clarity. Got it.
Wahoo.
And then a thick, persistent white head. So, I think we were spot on. Maybe we
mine was like this for a while. So.
Yeah. Maybe I underestimated how to take the note about the head, because what we had was long-lasting, light color.
Okay.
I think that is exactly right for a thick, persistent white head.
Persistent is a great word for that, because it was. It did stick around. Like when I compare it to, I keep going back to the American lager, but when I compare it to that, it definitely stayed around longer.
Definitely.
Right? Like,
yeah.
and
I'm going to taste it one more time.
Yeah, do it. But like if you think about like at a restaurant, right? By the time you get your American lager to your table,
Yeah.
the head's gone.
Right.
But when you get a Czech beer coming to your table, you're still gonna be able to see that head.
Right.
And so I think that's kind of like what it makes me think of. Yeah, like I'm always gonna still see that when I get my beer.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So,
good point.
persistent.
Good point. Persistent.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Answer key for aroma. We've got a rich, bready, biscuity malt. So we maybe underestimate. I've got very light in our notes for the malt. Maybe I'm not picking it up.
I say we should maybe check our noses because it seems like we've been off on the smell a little bit.
Slightly. Well,
right?
And maybe as we go, we'll have more experience with the varying levels of smell coming off of a beer. Because for me, I can smell it. It just doesn't smell like much.
Like when someone has told you what it is, you can smell it, right? But
I mean, kind of. When it says rich, bready, biscuity malt, right? I can get right in here, and I can smell it, but it's not like overpowering. It's not like
it doesn't,
whacking me in the face.
It doesn't smell like a Hefeweizen, right? Where you can like immediately smell that banana smell.
Right.
Like it doesn't smell that strong to me. Maybe that's what I'm expecting.
Right.
But with lighter beers like this, it maybe probably won't.
I think, if I think about it like this, if we put this next to the Banquet or the Budweiser and smell those,
I mean, we should just do that.
Well, maybe next time.
Okay.
Right? Because if I had that American lager sitting here and I smelled that, and then I smelled my Urquell,
you'd be able to tell the difference for sure.
Easy. I could call one light, I could call one medium to heavy. Easy. Right? Because the smell is that different. And so maybe that's it. Maybe it's just thinking of things. We've done a light beer set, and now this is basically doing a medium type beer set, right? And I'm thinking maybe if we do a porter or a heavier beer set, then we'll have a really good reference point for everyone after that to see where we are in terms of heavy or light.
This is our second one, so if we get a couple wrong, I'm not too upset with myself. Like,
I'm good with it.
It doesn't mean I'm going to fail the exam, you know?
Yeah. So, moving on with aroma, right? We've got that rich, bready smell. We identified the bready smell, but maybe we were underestimating it for our beer. We've got a prominent, spicy hop aroma.
You talked about the hops.
I could smell the hops. Now, when it says a prominent hop aroma, I'm thinking like an IPA smells to me, not like this.
And like, I think that's the difference. Is like we need to be thinking in like the levels of beer, not like IPA, which is the highest amount of hops.
Right.
Right? You're thinking of like frame of reference, highest amount of hops we've got. And it's like, this is compared to, the lighter beers like Ice House, right?
Well, even take it a step further, right? If we compare our beer to what water smells like.
Oh, good point.
Right? If I'm thinking about this, if I go water to this Pilsner.
It's like me in the bucket, yeah.
Right. Well, but I think that's the whole point is compared to nothing. Sorry. Compared to nothing, it definitely has a rich smell. Right? It has a prominent hop aroma. So the last bit of the aroma for this one is low levels of diacetyl are acceptable and traditional in small amounts. So
wait,
that
what's
might be,
diacetyl?
I don't know, but that would fit our esters or our fermented pieces.
When I said it had a little bit of ferment in it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you picked up on it for sure.
I just didn't know what it was.
And we did say none to light because of you. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, you picked up on it. So if you were taking the test, you would have passed so far. 100% so far. Onto the taste, right? That was our last bit of the aroma. Onto the taste. So, for the taste for the Urquell, we've got a complex, somewhat sweet, bready malt, balanced by a pronounced, lingering hop bitterness.
I agree with that. I don't think I picked up on the sweet, which I should have. That's something that I don't know that that's something I was looking for, but now it's something I know to look for in the future.
Right. Well,
because there is sweetness.
Let's look for it.
Yeah. Like when you call it out like that, there definitely is sweetness there.
And see, I'm not getting sweetness.
What are you getting instead?
The breadiness.
Right, but breadiness, like think about carbs.
Yeah.
That's sweet, right?
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, and that's fair, right? Maybe the breadiness I can associate with a little bit of like a very slight sweetness.
Yeah.
I definitely get the breadiness. I definitely get the hops. I definitely get the little lingering bitterness.
I agree.
And so the sweet just comes along with that. The only thing here on our notes is a long dry finish that does not fully clear the malt. So we're supposed to have a slightly lingering bready flavor.
Which I can feel, but not. I'm still. I don't think I'm trained enough for this yet.
Yeah.
Right. Session 2. I'm not ready yet.
Okay, that's fine. All right, on to feel. This one's a little bit more simple. The feel has a medium body.
That's what you said, right?
Yeah, spot on. Medium body. Now this says moderate to high carbonation. We just said normal carbonation, which was our
moderate,
medium.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we're spot on still, right?
Okay.
I don't think it went to high for us, but maybe that was the pour, maybe there was something else.
Right. If we've let it sit this long and then that's the last thing we went for, maybe that's why. Whatever.
Yep. And then for feel, it's got a soft texture. I had medium astringent in here. So if this is saying soft texture, I think maybe we just need a little bit more experience with it.
I agree.
Because I didn't get...
Right, so soft texture, what is that range? If we're saying like from 1 to 10, right? If 2 is soft texture still,
yeah,
I'd argue maybe it is, right? Rather than a 4 or 5.
I think I need to find some beer that has a 0 to 1 texture.
Yeah.
So maybe the American lagers fit that.
Right.
But then I need to find something that has like a 9 or a 10 texture. Like I want to know what that means, like on my palate.
Yeah, and then
when
literally
you say
compare
it has,
them side by side.
When you say it has a 9 texture, what does that mean? Like, am I chewing on this beer? What are we doing?
Exactly.
So I feel like I'll chalk it to inexperience for now.
For sure.
But for note, right? Soft texture. And now we were wondering that alcohol, it has a 4.2 to a 5.8 ABV, right? And that's for the Czech style
beers,
lager,
just in general.
right?
Yeah.
This Pilsner Urquell sits at 4.4.
Okay.
So a 4.4 is less than Budweiser.
Oh wow, really?
And you wouldn't think that with how it tasted.
It is a 4. It says it right here, 4.4.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
All right. I like it. All right, we're going back through.
Definitely one of my favorite beers after trying that. I like it a lot.
I liked it for this taste test. I don't know that I would come back to it.
I think that I
like,
in general like
to...
Czech beers.
Yeah.
but that's because I've had a lot of Czech beers before,
Yeah.
right? But you have so many different like tastes. It makes sense that this wouldn't be one of your favorites because in comparison, it's kind of normal.
Look, if it's a cold beer, it's for me.
I guess that's true.
But if I have a choice, like of a selection,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that this would be my number one.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But that's just me.
I think I just like drinkable beers, and they don't have to be interesting.
Yeah.
So sometimes I kind of lean towards like a simple, good, well-brewed beer, and Czech beers are some of the best brewed beers.
I do think it's a good beer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So second chunk here. Let's get into the Yangling. So for our notes,
I'll take another sip just to be sure.
place the notes there.
Okay.
For our notes for the Yangling, we had a 5-color again.
Okay.
Which I should pull up the note for it. Right? A Yangling is a German Pilsner here.
Got it.
Now, what we had, I'm going to do the rundown first. A 5 for color. We had a brilliant clarity.
Okay.
Let me hold it up.
Even if I can see my hand through
Yeah,
it,
perfectly see-through.
I think we're okay.
Alright, for head, we had a medium lasting, light color, light lacing. So notably, less lacing on this, right?
Mhm.
Less feet than the Urquell.
So we wouldn't say, like, because we called this one persistent.
Right.
So we would say less persistent.
Less persistent.
Okay, cool.
That was our look onto our aroma. So for our aroma for the Yangling, we had a medium malt, so the medium bready smell, beer smell. We had a super light hops smell.
Right, in comparison especially.
Yeah.
I smell the malt right away, and like the sweetness now that they were talking about.
I actually smell more sweetness in this one.
Because I think because it's not overwhelmed by the hops.
Right. And then fermentation for this one, I think none. I didn't smell anything.
It quite as much.
Yeah, almost nothing. Or nothing.
Was it pterodactyl? Diatactyl?
The diacetyl. But I think that was specific to the Urquell.
Right.
We'll know more once we do our notes for the Yangling. So that was our aroma for the Yangling. On to the taste, right? So what I have in our notes was a medium bodied, malt flavor was medium, very slight bitterness. And I'm going to leave that as like a none to zero, or slim to none.
I was about to say, I'm like leaning more, especially after that one, leaning more toward none at all.
None at all?
Yeah.
I mean, I can get with you on that. I don't think so either. We'll see once we move on.
See.
I think it was, if anything, close to none, but probably none. Alright, so feel. We gave it a schmedium body.
Okay.
And noticeably less body than the Urquell, I
Right.
think, like if we're putting them back to back. Carbonation, I have normal.
Mm-hmm.
Texture, this one we have slightly astringent. Okay?
Yeah, very light, but slightly, yeah.
And then for warmth, we have none.
Okay.
Right?
Cool
No alcohol warmth at all. Let me just double check.
Wait, that's the... Which one is that? That's the right one?
That's the Yangling.
I can't switch sides or else
Yeah, left and right. Well, I moved my notes.
You did move yours, that's why I was like, wait a minute.
It's so much more noticeable, the differences now, right? The
Right.
hoppiness, not there at all. No bitterness, no hoppiness. It's so light. Even on the breadiness, it's lighter. So, yeah. Alright, so we're going to move on to the notes. Let's see what we have for our German Pilsner.
Let's see what we
For
got.
our Yangling. Alright, so we have a pale to straw gold, a 2 to 5. So, markedly, slightly less on the color, right? The color
It
for
was
the
a 3 to
Urquell
6 for the
was a
other
3
one,
to
right?
6.
Okay.
So for the Yangling, a 2 to 5. So it should be slightly less. It looks the exact same to me.
I'm about to say, I'm going blind, I
It
guess.
looks the exact same to me. A brilliant clarity,
Which I agree with.
a dense white head with good retention.
Which is something we talked about, but good retention compared to persistent, right? Like,
The retention maybe was there. Think about the retention compared to the American lager.
100% there, yeah.
makes it good retention.
It does, for sure.
Compared to the Urkel, slightly less.
Right, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. And that was the look. We're going on to aroma. So aroma, we have a low to medium, grainy, bready malt. And then a medium, spicy floral aroma for hops.
Maybe floral? I can't tell. Taste it again. Or smell it again. I mean, if I'm really looking for it,
I get almost none.
I'm trying to convince myself, but
So I think
okay, so smell the Czech,
Smell yours.
that's Czech beer.
right.
Compared to the Czech beer,
Your glass helps too.
it does. That is more floral for sure. I'm
Sure.
not going crazy. It is more floral.
Yeah. Yeah, your glass helps a little
It
bit.
sure does.
Interesting. Something to keep track of. Maybe we need more
I
glasses.
was gonna
like
say, yeah,
that.
what is a Czech, like, what is Czech beer usually served in? Is it usually served in one of those, like, goblet things? We need to look that up.
No idea.
I'm about to buy some glasses.
No idea. But so what we had for our aroma was the medium malt, and
Okay.
they have a light to or low to medium malt,
Okay.
and then a medium hops. We have a super light hops for ours.
Okay.
It should be medium, and
Okay.
now in the notes here, it even says it's much more present than an American lager. And I think we just need to train our framing a little
Right.
bit better, that we're not thinking in terms of like this versus the other Pilsner.
Right. We need
Where
to compare it to water,
It's
like
very
you
clean.
said.
It's like water, Bush Light. But that's our aroma. All right, on to taste. So for taste, what we had was a medium-bodied, medium hops, very slight bitterness, right? So for their taste, initial malt sweetness fades quickly to an assertive hop bitterness, crisp and dry, and a distinctly bitter finish.
I'm not feeling that at all. Can your book be wrong?
What we have to remember is that the notes that I have here are for a German Pilsner, right? In general.
Good point. Okay.
Not necessarily every German Pilsner,
Okay.
but just in general, right?
I would say not this one.
So if we took, and I think the thing is like, again, framing, if we took this German, like our Yangling, and we put it up against the Budweiser.
But
Or
also,
we put
this
it up
is a
against-
golden Pilsner. It's an American Pilsner, right?
Yeah.
A German style, but
Yeah.
it's an American Pilsner. If we had an actual Pilsner, like from House or something, we'd probably be having a very different experience,
Well,
right?
For sure. But again, right, our notes are important because this is what we're tasting,
Right.
right? But also, we're trying to see how well we're tasting compared to what the actual guidelines
Expectations
say
are, yeah.
for this German Pilsner. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
if I'm tasting nothing in terms of the bitterness here, and maybe that's my flavor, like the way I taste things.
Right. And we need to just like train more so that we can recognize the
We
best
definitely
one.
need to train more.
Yeah.
Many more tastings.
Lots more beer.
All right, last bit is the feel. This one I think is a lot more straightforward. What we had in the notes was a schmedium body,
Mm-hmm.
normal carbonation, a slight astringent texture, and no warmth.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And what they have is a medium body,
Okay.
high carbonation,
Okay.
smooth, with a slight hop-driven bite.
I can agree with the smooth hop-driven bite.
Right. I can agree with the smooth. It doesn't even taste like a hop-driven bite to me with the Yangling,
Mm-hmm.
but also I need to not be comparing it to an IPA.
Right.
I need to think of it in terms of itself versus water, or
Right.
itself just in general. So I can agree with it that I need more training. I need more beer.
And maybe, so I have a thought, maybe we need to just have like a little shot of water that we can smell between, you know what I mean? So that way we can
Cleanse-
actually compare.
Cleanse
because-
the aromas.
or like, you know, little coffee grounds or something, because it might be that we're thinking of previous beers or whatever else, and it's like we
Right.
need to be thinking of, like you said, water
Right.
in comparison.
Well, I think that as a next episode, next tasting, we have a flight of American lager. Now we have a flight of Pilsners, right? Maybe before we go up to a heavier beer, we do a flight of all four. or we do a flight of a
Fine by
mix,
me.
right? And that will give us the chance to actually compare aromas across, at least the light to medium spectrum,
Yeah.
flavors across that spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
and that might help a little bit in terms of framing what we're actually pulling out of those things.
Right. Sure.
But
Okay.
yeah, awesome. Uh, what was your favorite beer of these two?
So, okay, this is actually a really hard question because last time I had an answer off the bat, right?
Yeah.
But for this one, it's hard because I love the style of a Czech beer.
Right.
And this is an actual Czech beer, which is really good. But the golden one is so easy to drink. The Yingling Golden is so easy to drink that it makes it hard to decide because, like, if I had to choose between these two, if I was, like, going up to the refrigerator and I'm like, oh, let me pick one, depends on what I'm doing that day. Right?
Yeah.
Because if I want an interesting beer that I'm actually gonna like pay attention to while I'm drinking it, I'm gonna go for the Czech beer.
Yeah.
But if I'm just gonna like have a beer because I want a beer with my food or whatever else, like I'm doing other things and not really paying attention to it, the golden is really drinkable.
Right.
So for me, what about you?
The golden for you?
Yeah, I think the golden, because it's so drinkable, I would go with that.
So for me, like I said, if it's a cold beer, I love it. But I think that you hit the nail on the head when you said it matters what we're doing.
Yeah.
What am I having it with, right? And what are we doing? Are we out in the warm, Florida air
That's a good
on a
point.
boat?
Right.
Am I at home just having a beer with dinner? Because I think that you're spot on with the Yangling Golden Pilsner, right? I would drink that if I was just drinking some beers, hanging out with some people, not eating anything. I want that nice, light, refreshing,
Right.
easy to drink beer. If I'm just sitting down, I'm going to have one or two beers with dinner, right? I would go with the Urkel because of that flavor profile. It's a little bit more complex. I could just have one or two and be happy with that. I think that the setting matters a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
If I had to just pick one, I'm going to agree with you because we could enjoy a few more Yanglings. But overall, I think that the setting really does matter.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, thank you again. Tasting number 2 with
We did it.
Tony and Chelsea. On to tasting number 3 next time.
Wahoo!